Yeah, thank you, Kia. I think first and foremost, shout out to as you should have picked up from the movie. This is true life. So she had a book with the same title, For the Love of Music, and first and foremost, this is the first time that I've been in a situation where I'm not just writing my own thoughts. So you wanted to make sure we're acting with a level of integrity. So I had her sign off on it. You know, I'm a husband, I have a little girl, I'm a brother of a sister, but also, to be clear, we had a lot of women behind the scenes on this film. So like from Dina to Elle, Serene, my assistant director, Michelle Martinez, and my script supervisor was a female, Veronica. So I want to make sure, like, when we're telling different stories, that it's never, I'm projecting my own view of the story.
Great, and I think that's very key when you're dealing with such a sensitive topic. How did this film come about to start in the first place?
Yeah, so we were on the set, my brother O, with another movie that we did called Perceptions, and Ty was working that, and she told me about her book. She was like, look, I want you to read this, let me know what you think. And as I read her story, I was automatically drawn to it because, and this is not a disrespect to any other films, but you think about like Pariah, For Color Girls, a lot of times the weight of the story is so heavy. And there was something digestible about this that I said, okay, I could visually see it already. I could see how we can tell this story and show somebody that perseveres. So that's what really attracted me to it.
And I want to ask Mr. Dash, as Dame Dash Studios, what attracted you to this film? How did you connect with it and wanted to be a part of Dame Dash Studios?
Well, initially my cousin Darren sent the film to me. And, I'm a filmmaker, and my expectation of people is they don't understand the art of filmmaking, so I was expecting it to be some like hood flip. And when I saw it, I really respected it on a lot of levels. The filmmaking, I knew that they were real filmmakers. The story was serious. It dealt with issues that were relevant right now. And, I'm the type of person that, number one, like if I got a block and I'm clicking, if someone got work as good as mine, I'm gonna share it if it doesn't hurt me, But also, I just think that filmmakers sometimes don't get these platforms, the real good ones that are talking about things that are socially relevant, that involve us, as opposed to making them money. I'm gonna help whoever I can because I know how it feels not to be helped. But I do respect the art, and as of yet, everything I've seen from this whole group has been A1. So I also like to also be a part of discovering and being first. So I feel like, once they blow up, which is inevitable, this whole crew, I could be like, I told y'all so again, I was first again, But at the end of the day, I trust my cousin blindly, and it wouldn't even matter if it was terrible, but I was really happy that it was really good. I respected it on a lot of levels, and even down to the way y'all doing this. I respect the organization, I respect the execution, and I respect the respect that y'all have for the art, and I'm down for that. And like-minded people got to stick together, and that's the reason why I'm here.
Well, first, we appreciate you pioneering so much in the arts and creating this platform for independent filmmakers such as ourselves to be able to share this with larger audiences. So we applaud you for, the respect that you have for the art. With that being said, Chad, as a writer, you wrote this script, you were able to tap in and adapt the book. Talk about now putting on the director hat. Like, what goes into making the film in the first place? Where do you start?
Yeah, to Dane's point, I appreciate you, brother. The prep work, like the film starts way before the film starts. So Sweetly, who's the director of photography, we meet a lot, and he's very patient with me. I come up with some ideas. We brainstorm, we started sketching. I'm talking to O, I'm talking to Ty. Then I'm thinking about the cast, where we're going to shoot, locate. So because I was an EP2, you're wearing all of these different hats. And the goal is when you get on set, you can kind of relinquish some of those other hats. So thank you, Brother O, who definitely took care of me while I could just focus on the directing. So you have different tiers of actors you're going to be working with. The young people you saw there, shout out to Alexis Diamond, Chauncey, they have never acted before. You know what I'm saying? Then we had some seasoned vets like Brian Terrell Clark, Jawan, I forgot Jawan's last name, Jackson, a lot of seasoned vets. So when you figure out what you're working with, it's kind of like being a coach. You know what I mean? Like there's some actors I can give a couple cues and then they got it. Others I got to work with more. So it was like just figuring out what hat you need to wear depending on the situation.
And what is key with this film is that there's a lot of moments, obviously, where we're listening to the narrator and we're not seeing the actors act out dialogue, but they're doing the actions that are necessary to convey the message. What do you look for when you're searching for cast? And like you said, you dealt with seasoned actors and new actors. What are you looking for in your cast in this particular film?
Right. So real quick, shout out to Melinda Williams, who was the narrator. So that was a stylistic approach. Like, in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, especially with Black cinema, a lot of voiceover work. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of actors, you gotta, depending on who you work with, new actors looking for dialogue right away. You know what I mean? Seeing how many lines they had. It's not always about the line. It's about your performance. So a lot of the people you saw in there, it was a labor of love. I worked with previously. Ty had a lot of her family members and people she knew. It was like a collective. But what I'm looking for most importantly is what are your intentions? You know what I mean? So like, knowing this was an important story, I wasn't gonna cast anybody that's trying to get on. You know what I mean? Because so-and-so's attached to it or whatever. I really looked at people for their character and their ethic. Like if you got the drive, you're passionate, you read the script, and it sits well with you, then we can move forward. So that's how it went.
And so now that brings me over to Omar. You were an actor in the film, and you had a very important role that ended the film. So talk a little bit about your role in the film and how you even got connected with Chad in the first place.
So, me and Chad, again, we have worked on, other projects before this one. And we just had a chemistry as soon as we met. Like, we just knew that we were going to work together. That's my brother. And so this particular film, For the Love of Music, is special for all of us. It's definitely a labor of love. It's definitely something that God put together. It wasn't really, we didn't do the traditional, cast and, have people read and all of that kind of stuff. We just knew, we just brought people to the table and we just made it happen. When I was presented with that particular role of Benny, it kind of just fit who I am, to be honest with you, because that's the era that I come from. Me and Top Power, we've spoken about her story several times. I read the book and I related to it, and I felt exactly what it was that she wanted to bring to the table. And I tried to do the best that I could to, make sure that she was getting, what she wanted, from that particular character. So.
Right, and your character basically gave the lead her turning point in life. You presented that opportunity for her now to see her value and to be able to achieve her goals and dreams. So to me, the ending was extremely powerful in how the story ended. I do want to go over to now Sweely. As Mr. Dash mentioned, you all are such a great, unique unit between the three of you, Chad, O, and now Sweely. You've been doing DP work with Chad for a number of projects and films. Can you just talk about what prep work went into as you all worked on this project together?
So initially going when Chad approached me about the project, and I read the script and all that, I knew we would be walking into some challenges before even shooting. We would have had to basically shoot I can't remember exactly how many pages per day we were shooting, but it was a lot. We had a huge cast. We had scenes that had about 4 to 5 people in it. So going into the project, I had to know exactly what shots I wanted, what looked good, but most importantly, what shots pushed the story. And I basically just had to do a lot of homework and prep with Chad before shooting this, like with just lighting, and because like I didn't want to go into the scene wasting everybody's time. I didn't want to be there to be a situation where people are waiting on lighting, and like at the same time, you know, a lot of actors, when they hear these stories, they're like, you know, experiencing like some form of trauma. So like we also didn't have a lot of the time for coverage. So like I said before, like we just had to go into it knowing exactly what we wanted, and just like, you know, we didn't have time to like, you know, I like this shot better or that shot. We just had to, you know, pick the right shots that work and basically told the story.
Right, you were very intentional with the shots. Some of the shots that I love are
Can I ask you a quick question?
Family, and they're sitting on the couch, and it's redundant where you use it for each particular family that she goes into their home. So I want to ask Chad, you know, what was, as you said, this was stylized in a certain way. What was your thought process when you were working with Stewie to come up with some of these shots?
Right. So the best pull from the best, you know. So when you talk about those shots with the family, I'm a fan of Wes Anderson. And a lot of times he set things up a certain way where before we introduce the family or the situation, you'll see these random figures. And each family, besides showing them, I wanted to show their energy. You know what I'm saying? And so one family's acting all elite and bougie, and the next family looking raw and rough. So I thought that that would be a way, every time we're dealing with something hard, I wanted to soften it up a little bit. So like you said, like so people can continue to digest it. There's shots of like,
What the fuck happened?
Oh, fuck. Hold this.
So I'm breaking down films to the art. You know, I want people to understand the art of movie making and what it takes to do such.
What's the question?
And that's why I'm doing these screenings. I want to talk to the directors. I want to hear their process. I'm hoping I don't know, the battery just, you know. But I want everyone to learn as I learn. So hopefully y'all learn from this. You know? And if not, get the off my page. But for my page is for you to learn, for you to evolve, for you to apply, for you to get better, for you to inspire, you know? Do things better. But the battery just definitely slipped.
I mean, however you can set it up best before you leave.
Who's that? What's wrong? What's the problem? Everything cool?
Yeah.
So I'm giving opportunity for other black filmmakers, other independent, like-minded people. You know, it's not a color thing, it's a mind state thing. It's a mind state thing, and I appreciate everyone that said they appreciate me. I appreciate you. Just apply. So I'll be back.
If you want another amazing video with the one and only Dame Dash, check it out right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.